Hey Sages, welcome to June 2019. I hope you guys are doing well. So the card that popped out for you guys already is the Ace of Pentacles, which means you have new money, new power coming in this month, okay? So whatever you guys have been doing, it's been working. You've empowered yourself, you've manifested this new abundance. It's gonna come from an unexpected source. So the fastest way and the easiest way to allow yourself to bring it in is every morning when you wake up, just say that you are happy, you're healthy, you're wealthy, and you receive money from unexpected sources. You receive abundance from unexpected sources, and then don't block yourself. So don't make that affirmation, and then the next day, a situation happens, and you're like, no, I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to do that. Don't block yourself. Bring in that unexpected energy of abundance and then watch how the universe aligns in order to give you that. So what June 2019 is all about is your alone time, this hermit mode that you guys are doing. A lot of empaths and a lot of healers have actually gone inward. There's some shift going on. I'm sure you guys have felt it. There's some huge shift going on. It's almost like the empaths and the healers, especially the fire sign ones who are all about that action, they've kind of really pulled back and they've gone into this hermit mode because they're preparing for that new huge energy shift that's coming in. It's a little bit of, it's like a rest period before something huge. So this hermit mode is needed. Embrace it. Do your analysis, do your inner work, do your root work. Reflect, meditate, pray, just do that hermit mode and don't feel guilty about it. So if people are still coming to you saying, Sag, what's up? Where are you? Let's have fun. Let's party. You're the fun one of the group. Just say, listen, I need some space. I need some alone time. It's not about you. It's all about me. And that's perfectly fine. So the obstacle and the aid to this hermit mode that you guys have been feeling is the Six of Swords, which is all about thinking that you got to move on. Like, okay, this is what needs to be happening. I gotta just let go. I need to move on. You recognize that you've been through a lot of stuff right now, and it is clear sailing afterwards. So it's just having that faith and that trust in the universe to pack up and move on. So thinking about moving on is the obstacle to your hermit mode, but it's also the aid. So it's gonna help when it comes, your hermit mode helps when it comes to you deciding whether or not to move on. Subconsciously, new beginning, Ace of Wands, it's just sitting right there under the surface, waiting to sprout up. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, so new money, new power, and then the Ace of Wands, new energy, something new coming from absolutely nowhere. And it's just this incredibly abundant, prosperous, positive, very optimistically charged thing, okay? So embrace it. It's there. It's in your subconscious, just waiting to come up. And it's all based on the power that you've already given out. Like everything comes back ×3, right? So the Sagittarius energy right now has been, because of the Jupiter retrograde, you guys have gone internalized when it comes to your abundance. And that's why it's so much easier to put that out there. Because when you have an internalized understanding of prosperity, it's so easy to spread that out, to spread that power out. So the amount of giving that you guys have been doing, especially to your family and friends and your responsibilities, that's why this abundance is now coming back in. You're thinking that you have to be strong about a situation, probably be strong when it comes to just staying single, staying alone, staying in that hermit mode. It is taking a level of strength from you guys to kind of close off the outside world, especially because you love gaining that energy from a global scale. Even deciding to stay off the internet, right, is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but the hermit mode is 100% needed. You have the strength to do it, okay? This is how people are viewing you. Overburdened with responsibilities. They're like Sages are just grinding, focusing on their own energy, focusing on themselves. Who cares what people think? Who cares what they think you're doing? It's all a process, right? It's all about building. So maybe right now in June 2019, you're not as available for your family and friends. You're not as, you're focused so much on your responsibilities. But come July, everything could change. So instead of focusing so much on the lack right now in this month, and the opinions of other people and the judgment and what they might be thinking, there's no point, because the energy is shifting and changing so quickly that there's not even enough time to process what's going on right now. Family and friends, everything is fine. Everything's great. They have this emotional happiness. They're kind of like content with their emotions. And that's because of the power that you've been giving to them. You've really empowered them in a way. You've given them that sense of like that optimistic energy that you guys are so good at. They're able to kind of now see, hey, maybe things aren't that bad. You know, it's all about that global perspective. Sag rules the ninth house, which is all about worldly views. And even I was talking to a friend last night and I was like, try and get your mom to think of 10 things that she's grateful for. And she's like, my mom cannot do it. I'm like, it is so irresponsible to be Canadian and not even be able to think of one thing that you're grateful for, because there are people out there in the world that they literally, the only thing that they're grateful for is the air that they breathe. And a lot of the times it's polluted, right? So you guys are able to show your family and friends, hey, we're blessed. You know, we have abundance, we have more than enough. And that's actually made them feel incredibly empowered emotionally. You've done that to them. Take credit, even if they're not going to credit you for it. You're the pot of gold at the end of their rainbow, at the end of the rain shower. So they were constantly focused on the dark clouds, and then here you are. Look, here's a rainbow. Look at the rainbow. And then they're realizing that you are their pot of gold, whether or not they're going to credit you or not. Hope and fear is this young air sign, this young Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. They're not necessarily younger than you, but they have like an immaturity to them, like a intellectual immaturity as well. There's something about their ideas and their goals that it's so lofty. We're like, where is that even rooted in reality? But you kind of also envy that a little bit. You wish that you could have these crazy lofty ideas and be quite the dreamer, but instead you're more so the doer, right? So there's that hope and fear to connect with this young air sign, but there's still that disconnect there. So the outcome, Sag, for your June 2019, besides the abundance and the unexpected income, is you're going to be thinking about that strength and how strong you're going to have to be when it comes to your hermit mode. You're going to be thinking about the strength that involves being in your hermit mode. And what that does is it brings in a person, of course. But what I'm starting to realize, possibly, since it is a fire sign like yourself and it's younger, it's either a person that comes in with your hermit mode. You create that space when you put up the boundaries with the other people in your lives. You create that space for this young fire sign, being Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, to come in. Or what it is with that alone time, you're able to tap into your inner child, that young Sag in you, that, you know, which is really the theme of June 2019 across the board, because June is all about releasing, and releasing those past wounds from your childhood is going to completely empower the rest of your life, right? So going back to that time when you were a kid and you were forced to be alone, were you grounded a lot as a child? That is like a fate worse than death for a Sag kid. They need freedom. They need adventure. So being grounded was a really bad punishment. And what it taught you was being alone is a negative thing. So go back to that inner child. What was that time when you were forced to be alone, forced to feel like you needed to have strength in order to do your inner analysis and to be in solitude? And once you recognize that connection and you clear this negative aspect of being alone, you're going to feel a lot more free and a lot more okay with your alone time. And what that does is it creates an incredible sense of balance in your life that maybe wasn't happening recently. And that's what I've kind of been noticing, especially with that soulmate energy, which they're not here, you know? So possibly you guys have finally moved on from that soulmate energy that's been kind of keeping you locked in place. And you're going to feel a lot more balance, which is totally needed for June. Okay. Love you guys so much. As always, if you want a personalized reading, my details are below, and I use astrology and numerology for all of my readings. Sages, love you guys, and I'll see you next month. Bye guys.